Okay, so guys, I'm doing this course in lynda.com, which we have an account for, and it's really good. Um, I'm learning some things that I wanted to share with you. So if you have Logic 10 and you want to get involved in the mixing of the songs that we're going to be recording and producing and everything like that, then you kind of know what to do, and you can do cool things. We can all have different versions of things, etc. So I'm going to show you today what I've been learning so far. I'm going to bring the mixer up. By the way, what we're going to do is something that really requires a lot of time. So I'm just going to kind of really go shallowly into it to give you a basic understanding, and then you guys have to kind of dive in from there. So I've already done some work here. As you can see, all these levels have been moved. So what it means is that I've already done a little raw mix. Very first thing to do is like just the signals coming from here, which, by the way, this is a real song. They give you a file to work on and give you homework and stuff. It's pretty cool. So I'm working on the bridge part of the song. I selected that little marker there and it's looping it. It's pretty cool. The audio you're gonna hear is not that great because it's coming from my microphone, but in the studio it sounds really, really nice. Yeah, it's a good song. It's got mandolin parts and it's a nice production. Why did I bring that up again? I don't know. This can go hide. So the mixing bit. So what is mixing really? It's a really interesting concept, this mixing thing. So it's really kind of producing. I mean, that's what you're doing. It's like you bring in focus of some parts of the song. You're highlighting some things that you like about it. You're kind of trying to hide away some mistakes when they do happen. You're trying to sort of like work your way through. Okay, how can we fix those problems? Really kind of design problems in a way as well. Have to find lots of creative solutions for things, and this is the process we're gonna all go through, hopefully, or at least you can witness it, like me showing you now, and then be part of the decisions that we make about songs. So the first thing that you do here is, which I don't have done in this screen, but what I did was have all the levels in the middle in 0 here. Everything was on level 0 there. Okay, and then you hit play and you listen to the song with all the levels there, and you start to do a little raw mix. Okay, I'm gonna bring the vocals down a little bit. I might like this violin part here, so I'm gonna, sorry, not violin, the mandolin part, I'm gonna put it up. So this is what my raw mix sounds like. So I went for the highlighting the vocals. I liked, you see I'm isolating the vocals there. It's got this really nice kind of, it's a beautiful chord here. If I just listen to that, it's beautiful. Nice harmony. Look at the low part. This is something that you should, you kind of start doing. Okay, it's the low harmony, middle harmony, high harmony. Beautiful. And then added these vocals here. So I want to focus on the vocals. I want to bring my mix is about the vocals. So if I was a producer and I was like, okay, my mix is going to kind of be coming from the vocals, so everything else is now supporting the vocals. Okay, so you have to balance that out. An organ part there, is it getting in the way? A little bit. It's a little bit too loud. It's got to blend in well. Okay, and these levels are a little bit low as well. I mean, you could benefit, everything should bounce between the green and the yellow. So that's, I guess, something we're going to cover in the course, is this whole aspect of how the signal is coming here and how to manipulate it, which they've already done for you here. Look, they've done this bus. This is like the signal arrives here, they're recorded for the vocals, and here they send a bus. So that means that this signal is going to be received somewhere, and here it is. It's somebody's input. So B2, and it's a reverb channel. So I wonder what they're going to do with that reverb channel. Or I wonder how we can utilize this reverb channel. Curious. And there's another bus 3 here. This is a channel that was created to receive this bus 3. So let's see where bus 3 is coming out from. It's coming out of these 3 channels here. and those are the vocals. So you can see that I guess the teacher of this course is gonna do a mix based on the vocals, because he's already routed this signal here, and this signal here has been routed to some auxiliary channel. So he's gonna work on that. He's gonna make this vocal sound really nice. And then here we have this nothing there for this section of the song. Mandolin, nice, and the strummed mandolin. You see they are kind of on the yellow and the green, so maybe what I need to do is bring this up a little bit. If I select them all like that, I can control them as they are and just take them up a little bit. So, okay, now they have a bit of more of they sound more important in a way. Then what's this? Acoustic guitars and another mandolin. Lots of string typed instruments here, strummed and picked with a finger, you know. So these are kind of sound qualities that we want to start to get, like, you know, finger picking or with a pick or what. And how are we gonna make that come out in the mix, in the final mix? So here we go. Let's put the electric guitar. So it's 3 electric guitar parts, and there's a bass. I'm just quickly going through them. Tambourine and drums. Drums are a little bit quiet. Okay. So there is kind of like a raw mix. I'm gonna see what we're gonna do next, but this is so far what I have. Another interesting thing I learned from the course, I'm gonna stop that there, is the panning. Like, panning should be mono at this stage of mixing, so everything should come out mono. Okay, but anyway, some channels here are stereo, which means it's left and right. Let me see if I can find one. These channels, for example, have left and right. You see they have 2, left and right, 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 left and right. So quite a few, only a few monos like this one. Okay, so anyway, and they said that well, you could do it now, but really, you know, maybe it depends also on the style you're mixing. This is also quite an interesting thing I've learned. Is like, what do you want the song to sound like? Like, what kind of genre do you want it to sound like? What characteristics of sound quality does that genre have? You know, how do you get that sort of sound of the drums from this band and this other band? Who was their producer? How did they mix it? What kind of things did they do? So it's a good idea to start thinking about what you guys want the songs from FD Records to sound like get some examples. And this is all very good for design briefs and all the assessment stuff and gathering evidence and trying one version, another version. No, this one didn't work, this one needs to have this more. What happens if we add this, and just kind of really have fun with it and come up with some really creative solutions, because you're gonna have problems here. I mean, one of the things I learned also was how you're going to later in the mix play with equalizers. And an equalizer, what it does, it puts the signal of each channel here in the right frequency range in the stereo field. So these are all kind of big words that I got from the course. So far, like the stereo field is how you listen, is this kind of left and right concept. And in left there is more depth, and in right there's also depth. How do you fill those spaces without the frequencies getting in the way? So you get this clean, crispy sound, and everything is kind of put in the right place. And that requires a lot of, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of listening in detail, lots of time spent on just listening to each track, moving levels around. Look, so far I haven't added any sort of signal. The signal is very pure. There's nothing going through it. You can tell it was recorded in a pretty good studio, because already this sound, you know, sounds pretty well recorded. So that helps. Something we have to look at is how we are recording the raw material. Like, how are we getting our tracks into our studio? It's really important. It's something we have to think about. Make sure, because that's the first step. If that's wrong, then we can't really be creative with a mix. We're stuck with bad tracks and things clip and stuff like that. So we need to be really careful on how we record, because this is the fun part, really. I finally understand why people or engineers like mixing and sitting in the studio for hours. It's time is flying. Time is flying when I do this kind of work. So I hope it is for you guys as well. So I think we can do a little maybe mini competition with this little mix here. If you have Logic 10 or if you want to spend some time in the studio, that's cool. I have this song. It's a file that the lynda.com gave me to work on. It's a full song, and it could be quite cool to have different versions of it. Like so far we're only looking at raw mix, like just this first raw mix. We're not looking for any bigger production. We're just learning step by step. So just a raw mix of what you want this song to sound like in the first kind of round. So things to consider. Highlighting things, highlighting what you want to highlight. What's this song? What's the main element of this song? And then making sure no levels go to red, etc., etc. Okay, no need to worry about anything up here yet. Okay, let's see how you guys get up to.